So this day has been creeping up on me for quite some time now, and I've been super excited to make this video. It has officially been 1 year since I started using Robinhood. I got an anniversary letter in my email just telling me it's been 365 days since I started using Robinhood, and I'm here to now share with you guys my 1 year journey of investing into stocks, share with you guys all the experience that I've learned, as well as my ups and downs, how well I've done, and we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to show you guys everything. We're going to open up my portfolio and just completely break it down. So let's go ahead, hop over to the computer and share with you guys my 1 year journey of using Robinhood. So we're in my Robinhood account now, and I'm going to break down absolutely everything. We're not going to sugarcoat a single thing. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So in the past year, I've made $81. Almost nothing, right? And it's extremely sad. And I'll tell you exactly why I did so bad when I started investing. So when I started out, basically I was making money. I didn't touch my stocks. I didn't move them around. And I was like, this all right, but it's really slow. It's really, really slow. I just couldn't handle it. And I started looking into the charts, and I would see these things that went up 10% in 1 day. And I was like, wow, imagine if I got 10% in 1 day, because right here I'm only up 1%. I was like, 10% is insane. Let's put my money into that. Let's put a ton of money into that. And it would go up a little bit, and then it would just shoot down 20. It'd go down a ton. So I would just lose all of this money. And it going up, honestly, was just luck. I got just lucky. You can see just how jumpy it is. It's just jump. It's like it's bouncing. Like it's just horrible because I was moving my money around. Like you could see, I would go down, I'd make money. I'd go down, I'd make money. Down. And I'd got to this point where I was down $2,730. And really, this isn't that much, but for me, it's crippling. Like I was literally losing my mind at this point. And I heard one piece of advice that changed my life in investing, and it was from Warren Buffett, which I'm not a huge fan of, but this was something that I take into consideration every time I look at my portfolios now. And it's the longer you hold your stock, the less risky it becomes. And really what he means by that is, like, if you look at the S&P 500, which is basically what the market, the top 500 performing stocks, if you look at this long term, it basically yields 10% every single year. It's almost guaranteed that it will return a 10% yield every single year. And just what he means is you are more likely to get a return if you hold something for a really long time, but short term, it's really unpredictable. Like if you look at the past week, how jumpy this is, like I'm luckily up $300 this week, but if I move my stuff around and only hold it for a few weeks, the chances of it going up are very, very unlikely. And let's go back to the S&P 500 and just kind of look at that. Like if you look at it in the day, it's down 0.73%. If you look at it in the week, it's down 0.78%. But in the month, it's up 3.96. 3 months, 3.55. In the longer you kind of span this out, it just keeps going up. And it really is just shoot for long term. Short term wealth is very unpredictable. It's really, really hard to predict. And if you're not extremely knowledgeable, it's just you're throwing darts at a board in the dark. You're gambling. You're gambling with your money, and you're doing it with like zero educational guesses, you know? So that was my input on that. I'm now holding long term, which I've built a full ETF account on Fidelity, which I will definitely talk about on my channel later. But let's go ahead and break down what I'm holding now in Robinhood. So I'm super into infrastructure and construction based stocks, and that kind of came off of PKB and the S&P 500. I would just kind of scroll through all of their holdings and just kind of see what they held, and I would pick out what my favorites out of these. So FTAI Infrastructure is a company that provides infrastructure and equipment for transportation. And I've kind of done a lot of research into it, and it's really, really cool what they do. I hold $11,000 of this stock, and you can see I have a $40 dividend, The dividend yield is 1.40. But looking at this thing over the past week, over the past month, it is just crazy. Like this, since the beginning of this year, 2024, it's up 119%. I couldn't imagine if I put anything in this at the beginning of this year. It's just mind-boggling. But this really hasn't been around. It's only been listed since 2022, which is really, to me, that's really, really fresh. It's brand new, and a lot of my holdings are based off of another one. So FTAI Infrastructure, really, really cool. That's my biggest holding. We come down. This is FTAI Aviation. This is my second biggest holding. I hold 2,460, which I know I hold a lot of the first one, which is a little bit risky, but I just really like what they do. It's just an amazing company. So I've made a return of 12% on this, $281. This one also has a dividend yield of 1.47. I'll talk about my dividends a little bit later. Coming down, this is Construction Partners. I hold 1,744. Costco, really common. This is one of the ones I think I picked out of the S&P 500. But if you look at this long term, it is just beautiful, beautiful growth. Why wouldn't you want to hold on to this and just keep it for a long time and just make that income, especially when this one has a 2.40 dividend, which is insane. My average cost per share was $722, so you can already see I'm up 10% on this purchase, which is amazing. It's crazy. Just holding these and not moving them makes the world of a difference, because I used to buy this and I'd sell it like a day later and I wouldn't make money. Another one is Walmart. This is another really good one, just long term. I got a pending dividend on this one as well. Holding $1,700 of this. Moving down the charts, we have I think this is Applied Materials. I have $1,000 of this pending dividend of 1.94. This is a really small dividend yield at 0.59. Some of these other ones, Amazon, I'm not even going to talk about it, but that's another really big one that I hold. I just like what they do. Really popular as well. This one is Caterpillar. If you've ever seen those big cat machines on the side of roads doing construction, this is them. I love Caterpillar. I know a few people that work there, and their machinery is truly, it's truly beautiful. I've used a few of their machines, and I know people that work on them. They just tell me how great and well built they are, and I genuinely want to buy more of this in the future. They have a dividend of 1.46. I hold $1,600 of this. JP Morgan is another really big one I hold. Meta, I am not a fan of Meta. I honestly want to get rid of it. I've just had bad experiences using their business platforms, like trying to post ads on Instagram and Facebook. It's just not an easy process. It's just really bad. So I'm not a fan of them at all. But they do have a good performing stock. So another one is Toll Brothers. I have 1,500 of this. And I'm going to talk about right after this a little bit how I found them. So here at the bottom, these are ones I don't have a lot of. I forget the full name of this one. Eli Lilly. And let's see. Microsoft. I have Top Build. I have Reddit. This one's a little bit experimental just because it's really new. It was just listed. Griffin's another one. And these are just kind of ones that I want to buy more of in the future. Reddit is just one. This is the one that I would be calling my short term. It's the only one that I'm looking at short term, just because it was so newly listed and I was just experimenting, seeing just kind of what it would do. This is another one. I have 1,500 of this. And whoops, passed it. IBP is Installed Building Products. I have 1,400 of this. So how I found a lot of these is I would pick through the holdings of PKB and the S&P 500 ETFs, and I would just kind of go down through these. I would find them on different websites, but you can see these are their top 10 holdings, and you can look at these stocks. They're interesting. They're holding them for a reason. I mean, you look at them long term, they're doing really, really well. I mean, like the past year to date, 16%, 1 year, 45%, 5 years, 160%. Like, it's just a really good way to find those good stocks, those really well performing stocks, especially when you're going through the S&P 500. I mean, it's the top 500 performing stocks. It's up to you at that point what you want to choose, because you're just given such a nice spreadsheet of just some great stocks to choose from. If you're new to investing, honestly, I think that's the greatest way to go, is looking through these and just kind of picking what you personally think, or what you actually use, like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, just things that you actually use in everyday life. And a lot of people actually do invest that way. They like Lululemon and they wear it, they'll invest into Lululemon. They like Starbucks, they'll invest into Starbucks. They like Costco, they'll invest into that, so on and so forth. So that's kind of how I found all of these, and I plan to hold these for basically as long as possible. Now I want to talk about my dividends, because that's a big part of stocks. It's a really big part. You can invest for dividend stocks, or you can invest long-term stocks, whatever. These were some of the ones that when I first started out, I knew about those dividend stocks that would just constantly pay out really, really high. So Camping World was one of them. I got $35. Ford Motor was another one, got $18. Blue Owl Corporation's another one, $55. And these are just some crazy payouts. You can just see some of my recent ones. These are pending. All of these are pending, but it's amazing. You can set these to be automatically reinvested, so they go, instead of going into your brokerage or your account and just kind of sitting there in the cash form, they can just be reinvested, or just basically used to purchase that stock just automatically, which I do with every single one of mine. I don't really want this 68 cents or this $9. I'd rather just go right back into it. And especially for FTAI infrastructure, since they're $8 per share, this is just more shares. I get a bunch of shares out of this, so I'd rather them just be reinvested automatically. Another thing that's really cool, which I don't have anymore, is their stock lending program. I used to have this when I was under $20,000 on this account, I think. No, they don't have that information. But when I was under $20,000, I was like day trading. And if you do too many day trades per however long period, if they do some certain period of time, they'll flag your account as a day trader or pattern trader. And basically you just don't have access to this anymore, which I think if I resolve this restriction, I can get it back. But before, I made 44 cents off this, which is literally dust in this account, but it's something. It could be so every penny counts, seriously. But really, that is just my full account breakdown. I'm shooting long term. I'm being a little bit more serious. I think I've gained a little bit of knowledge in the past few years, just not being so stupid and chasing that short-term wealth. That was truly my downfall, just because I was so hungry for it. I got a little off track and lost focus of what really needs to be done to get those results. So, as you can see, past year, we're finally profitable, and I take a lot of pride in that, just because I know moving forward, this is going to be super easy to grow, especially with $31,000. It's super embarrassing to say that I haven't been profitable, but I'm all about telling it how it is, and this is how it is. So I'm super excited for the next year. We'll be able to make this video again and talk about where it takes me in the future. And I'll definitely be doing a breakdown video of my ETF account, which is doing extremely well. I have an ETF account at $14,000, and I hold 5 different ETFs, and I do not touch them whatsoever. I just put more money in every time I get paid, and other than that, I do not touch that account at all. Same with this one. I really don't want to touch anything, at least anymore. But yeah, that is my 1-year journey trading on Robinhood. So hope you guys enjoyed, hope you learned something, and thought this video was pretty interesting. And don't forget to leave a like, drop a comment if you have any questions for me, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video.